Hello friend, let us talk about behaviorism theory. In behaviorism theory, cognitivist theory, we have first that Jean Piaget. Cognitivist theory is related to the brain, related to the thinking, related to the thought process, how the people think, how the learners think, how the individual thinks, how this thinking has been different level, different stages. So those are talking about the brain function, brain thinking, those. Okay, those among the one of the is that Jean Piaget. Jean Piaget was a Swiss psychologist who is renowned for his groundbreaking work in the field of child development. So mainly this Jean Piaget, he has that experiment on his own child, and so that's why he was a child development specialist, and how the thought process, how this there is a different age level, those thought process has been changing. So basically he was talking about that, and his theory of cognitive development is often referred to the Piaget theories. This anti-net and CETA, there these questions sometimes comes. So here revolution our understanding of how children learn and process information. Suppose class 1 student, how she or he can able to pronounce the word, how she or he can remember the words, or again retain, again can write, can keep in the memory for a long time. Those this theory, in this theory, that some information how this process and learn they are discussed. So the theory is based on the idea that children actively construct their understanding of the world through a series of cognitive stages. There are different stages, on different stages having different their understanding of the learners. So these stages are qualitatively different from one another. Those stages is having interlink with each other, but they are totally different. So now first there are the having 4 stages. Piaget having 4 stages. So sensory motor stage, sense we have the 5 sense organ. What is that sense organ? Ear, nose, skin, this are like having 5 sense organ, right? So here in the sensory motor stage, sensory means sense organ, motor means some doing activity, okay, some action. So with the sense organ or doing something, this the student can be able to learn. The age from birth to 2 years. You can imagine or you can see in your surrounding that those are 2 years, 3 years student. You have to make them practice again and again, then only they can able to write, because this motor activity they have to do. Okay, in a nursery level we can see that tinkle little star, they have to do some activity, rhyming, right? Then only they can with sense organ, and they have to do activity, then only they can able to learn. So in this sensory stage, what is this stage? Just remember 2 years. Now you have 2 hands, 2 years, okay, like it. Infant and toddlers is those are working on crawling and primarily interact with the world around sense and motor action. Sense means which sense organ, motor means some doing some activity. Okay, they start to develop object permanence. If there is a child, kids or baby very small, 1 year or 2 years, they can see the object. They will catch whatever the things. They will understand this is that and that must. Okay, because somehow they will develop in the later stage of their life, but at the early stage they can think this is the something. So sometimes very interesting, we can see that some children, if you give something, they will try to eat it, because they all imagine that this whatever things are there, it is can be eaten. Okay, that's why some object permanent. So and they understand the object continue to exist. Sometimes they understand also this object things are exist even when they cannot be seen. Okay, sometimes they understand when it is not there. But at this stage is crucial for the development of mental representation. Okay, mental representation means is talking about that. mm, Something. Okay, later on we see. So, but in sensory matters, what we can see that at this stage, so the developmental stage is very crucial stage. They can understand the things with their sense organ, so they can learn with the world, and they can until unless they can or they can catch the things, then they will realize, oh, this is the thing. Then they can understand. That's why sometimes the learning A, B, C, D, and 1, 2, 3, or any alphabet in any language, what parents are giving, like made of plastic, they used to give from the market and provide to the children, to kids. So by catching that, they will senses and they will learn. At this stage, parents can give this thing. Okay. So and the next pre-operational stage, 2 years to 7 years old here. Pre-operational stage, at this stage, children begins to use symbol and language to represent objects and events. So at the next stage, pre-operational stage, they can also give some symbols, some language. So no need to teach them this is and this thing, this and that thing. You have to be give teddy bear this thing. No need to give any anymore. So they will understand. If you give the symbol, if you draw in on the picture, they will understand. Okay, this is teddy bear. But in a 2 years stage, you have to give them teddy bear. Then only okay, this is object. They will understand. Hmm. Okay, and they will understand. At this stage, they will develop their languages. Oh, this is called teddy bear. Yeah, and they engage in them pretend play, and show egotism. Pretend play means that they will play father mother role, brother sister role, grandfather grandmother role. You and they will cook and they will play something like Pita Mata, like that they are playing during. You also might play in your child age, I think. We also play like pretend play. Okay, and also show egotism. Egotism means egoistic. They don't want to give anything. You can see in the age group of 2 to 7 years, those children, if you want to take from them without their permission, they will cry, and they will not permit you to take anything from them. If you catch anything, it's pen or hard pen or any eatable thing, they will cry a lot. Why? Because they are very egocentric at this age stage. So as a pretended play also egocentric. So this is the most important word in this stage. So where they can struggle to see things from others' perspective. Okay, they are struggle to see, or other ones they will not understand. So whatever they want to get. That's why if you carry those children market or anywhere place, those age group, if they saw some beautiful things in the market, they will cry a lot. You have to, mommy, papa, you have to give me this and that. If you don't provide, they will lay down on the marketplace on the ground. Then you have to give, they will cry because they cannot understand on the other perspective. So they are become conservation and understanding that certain properties of object remain constant despite changing in appearance, but it's not fully grasped at this stage. They cannot, what the things are happening, changing, they cannot understand fully, but somehow they can, the initials or this initial, somehow they will understand, but not clearly that much. On the other stage, concrete means total, absolute one, right? Absolute operational stage, that is 7 to 11 years. During this stage, children become more logical and can perform mental operation. They have become little bit logical. While the sun rises in the east, and west it is sunset. East west. Okay. So they can able to give some logic. Then why this, and after they what that logic, they can give logic. If you give them 2 glass of water, okay, one, if suppose one water glass is very long one, another glass water is the very the one big one, but the quantity of the water is the same. if the quantity of the water is the same, so the small water vessel will be more long. If the children see this, which water quantity is very high, so what the answer of the children? Suppose I will give here. Okay, there is a one vessel. Okay, and having another bigger one vessel. Okay, there are here we can see here two vessel. Okay, now the quantity of the water here is this much. Okay, this is water. Here water, and now here water level is this much. Okay, water level is this one. Okay, here water level. Okay, now here in these two pot now, what the children will understand in the pre-operational stage. If you show them, bacha or my son or my daughter, my hero, my heroine, which water is the more? There is the pre-operational steps. This one, they will type. Okay, why? Because they cannot they will see the things, they don't have any logical. Okay, if you the same method. So here also suppose another example we can take. If you have 10 coins, okay, another you are having one side is a 10 coins, another one is having okay, 10 coins, 1 rupees each, so 10 rupees, and another one is a 20 rupees note. So now one is having 10, another one is only 1 piece. So now which one the child will take? Obviously they are having more only, because they will think that this more having coin is that more money. Okay, so because of they cannot give any logical reasoning, right? So here we can see that in concrete operation stage they can able to give logical performance. And they can understand conservation. Conservation means in their concept that it means they understand certain property of the thing, as mass, volume, number, remain constant. And reversibility. Reversibility means children can mentally reverse action and understand that things can be undo or return to their original stage. For example, they comprehend that if a ball of clay is flattened, it can be reformed back into a ball. Okay, now you have made a ball of clay. Okay, if it is broken down, so now again they can make it. Alright, they can make a ball. So this is reversibility. Reversely they understand, because they have logic at this stage. Okay, again they can classify, they can see serialization. Okay, attempt the things. So now in the formal operational stage, this is the last stage. Thus, this represents the final phase of Piaget's. Adolescents and adults can think abstractly, engage in hypothetical reasoning, and use deductive logic that can consider multiple perspectives and solve a complex problems. They are not seeing the things by only one point of view, they are seeing the things on multiple point of view. So here some of the terms in the related to the Jean Piaget's cognitive development. Those first is the schema. Schema refers to the mental framework or structure. Suppose we have a brain having different structure, right? This structure help us to organize and interpret information about the world. Suppose we have seen the pen. Now we will understand this is pen. How? Because of through our mental framework or mental schema. Through schema we will understand this is pen. Okay. Now assimilation, another word. Assimilation is the occur when individual incorporate new information or experiences into existing schema. It is the process of fitting new information into existing mental framework. So now you are knowing about the fan. Okay. So assimilation means now you have already knowledge about the fan. Okay, writing pen. So now you are going to incorporate, you integrate. Okay, another new information means the writing pens having different colors. Okay, colors blue, black, green, yellow, red, whatever the pen. Hmm? So now you can assimilate. Assimilation means the person can assimilate. No, there is the pens also having different color. So you are fitting new information in your existing mental framework, in your schema, in your brain. Pen and pen having different color. Okay, now accommodation. Accommodation happens when the individual adjusts or modify their existing schema, okay, to incorporate new information or experience that do not fit within their current mental structure. Okay, now accommodation, there is a pen. Okay, some pens are invisible. Invisible, if you write, it will sometime there are two types. Another invisible also pen having two types. One is if you write, it will remain like 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Okay, the ink color will automatically vanish within a short period of 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Okay, there is so. Now the children is knowing that there is a pen having different color. Now the student are knowing or child is knowing, if you write, it will remain permanent. But some pens are there which after writing few minutes it will be vanished. Another pen is there, if you write something, hmm, on the page you cannot be able to see which will make it as. You have to use some of the glass. Okay, then you can able to see what is it was written on the paper or on the copy of the notebook. Right. So then when the student will learn beyond their that existing schema, then they will experience new thing. Their accommodation, the accommodation will happen at that time. Hmm? Because the previous experience, that writing pen, it will remain permanent, no? So later on they understand that no, if something which is beyond that, there one common pen. Okay. So equilibrium proposes that cognitive development occurs through a process of equilibration, which is balance between assimilation and accommodation. When new information challenges existing schema, individuals try to achieve equilibrium by either modifying their schema or assimilating the new information. Okay. So in that writing pen. So when they at the last stage they will understand. No, they can differentiate everything. Now there is a pen. Okay, this pen, some is permanent, some is not permanent, and some is permanent, but you have to use something else. So they will make balance, assimilation, and accommodation. I think you may understand. I can take another example so that I have just completed here. Here some of the questions are there. So now I will just at which stage theory cognitive development does the understanding conservation typically emerge. Conservation means there they can able to the reverse. They can able to do reverse also. See, this is here typically understanding during the concrete stage. Children grasp the concept like reversibility ulta and conservation of the full body inside. So this then understand conservation means this same concrete stage and reversibility also concrete stage. So this is our very first. During which stage of cognitive development do children display egocentric? Egocentric, of course, in sensory stage that they don't have any egocentric, they don't know anything. They're in pre-preparational stage, they're having egocentric, they play like children like father, mother, role, like. And in Piaget's theory, the term schema refers to the mental framework, which the individual organize and interpret information about the world. The next one is which of the following stages is marked by the ability to think abstract. Abstract is the formal stage because at the age children will be adult or children will be in the education stage and they can develop their critical reasoning. And which term is used to describe that new information is incorporated into the schema? Of course, assimilation. schema, assimilation, accommodation. Accommodation only to feed, they cannot feed another, so they are feeding themselves. Assimilation results make it associate or incorporate new information, like different colors of pen. They have experience in schema, this is pen. And later on they understand pens are having not only one color, different color. The information, new information, they experience in their existing situation. Now, which of the following keys of the refer to the balance between assimilation condition and this should be equilibrium, the last stage, which make balance. Pre-operational stage, the Piaget's theory is characterized by the development in which ability, pre-operational, second stage, right? Logical, no. Abstract, no. Conservative and understanding, no. Object permanence, yes, object permanence, pre-operational stage. In event that pre object permanence, they can understand that first stage, what is the sensory motor stage also. Okay. And also in this stage, this pre-operational stage, they have understand the language and symbols also. Okay. So as earlier also we have discussed, the Piaget's theory, their formal operational stage represent the last stage. Last stage, their ability to abstract and engagement hypothetical reasoning, because they are in adolescent state. Sorry, again discussing. So which stage Piaget focus on the developing basic mental representation and object permanent sensory, because with this sense organ only they are understanding the thing. Okay. So then, which stage cognitive development do children start using symbol language? Of course, second stage, the operation stage. So, thank you.